Hey YouTube, I'm coming on here today. I'm coming to have a talk with you, just talking about things in general, starting this new platform. Just want to talk about issues in the world. I want to talk about and open up this platform talking about children. How children is dying over other people chaos. I feel, in a sense, innocent children is getting fatal shot over other people shenanigans. I see children all over the world who's becoming victims of someone else's chaos. They growing up as, when I was growing up as a child, I never feared a bullet. But now, growing up as a child, I feel you shouldn't have to fear a bullet. Back in the day when I was growing up, I can remember being able to walk down the street safely, playing in the park. I can remember going to the corner stores, didn't have to worry about it. I remember neighbors looking out for each one children. It's just a lot. But now, children that do these things have to worry about a bullet. And I just wanted to take the time out and talk about this because I want to know what is really going on with the mental phase of teenagers, the mental phase of this generation, of our generation. There's so much going on today. Today is that today to I'm looking at right now today, is it our generation today having too much? Like, for instance, when we was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have laptop computers. We went to the library. We didn't have social media. We didn't have all that. So I'm just wondering today, is this the big problem with our generation today? Because they have too much. They have too much they could reach out to. Is this what really destroying our our young generation today? You know, back in the day, I can remember people having kids at the age of 13 and 14, but in a sense, they still weren't getting, they weren't affected with the mentality and the mindset that is going on today. Back in the old days, our fathers and our mothers had different mindset. You couldn't disrespect your mother. You couldn't disrespect your father. You couldn't disrespect grandma. You couldn't disrespect auntie. You couldn't disrespect no elderly, you know? So, I don't know. I look at it today when it comes to raising children. Is this generation capable of bringing children into this world? Is this generation capable of performing the motherhood and fatherhood that back in the day they performed? Or should I say back in time that they performed, because it leads me to worry about that. I do have a grandson on my own, and I come in conflict with him a lot. I think their mindsets is all related on the emotion of how they see things. when it comes to the mother or when it comes to the father. That self-control. I just feel, as children, there's no self-control, you know. They setting their boundaries. That's boundaries. When you see that in children, I feel that should be some boundaries set when you see that in children. I be thinking sometimes, is it, children having children mentally doesn't mess with them mentally to feel a sense of, I didn't have that when I was growing up, or I couldn't do that when I was growing up, or, just looking at the fact that I have one now, and this is how I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to do. Not even realizing that mentally, you really feeding your children to think that they don't have to be obedient. Obedience is a big part of life because, see, children think because they children, they don't have to be obedient, and they're not going to be answered to that. Yeah, you're going to be answered to it because you're going to cut your life short by performing in a way that God don't want you to perform, When I was coming up, my mom let us know, or my father would let us know that that's not the way you do things, or this is not what you're supposed to do, because if you do it this way or if you do it that way, you're going to get punished by it. And now is it that the generation today have a mindset of sitting back thinking, if you do this or if you do that, oh girl, that look cute. Oh girl, that's sexy. Something like that. That's what I'm trying to say. But we have to change our mindset. I'm talking to the young mothers and fathers out there with children, because you have to change your mindset with children today, because it's a mind game. It's manipulation when it comes to the mind. They know how to feed on a person's mind. They've been taught in the system not to fear us, not to fear an adult, not to fear people around you that set rules, because that's the system of failure. That's the system to let a child think that he could do or she could do what they want to do, but you can't touch me. Or I got my mama, I got my daddy, you can't touch me. Well, I look at it like this. I may not be your mama, I may not be your daddy, but I am an elder over you. And if you can't listen to the wisdom from an elder, then you have a problem in society. Because an elder is the only one who can show you the right way, the right direction, the right walk of life. Because they've been there. They done done it. And if you don't want to go by an elder, then you have problems. Because that's how I learned. I didn't sit back and always down an older person when the older person tried to give me wisdom and knowledge. I didn't do that. I sit up and I listen. Because wisdom and knowledge to me comes to those who, it's like a message. We young, we don't know. We reasoning, we trying to understand, we trying to get the full picture of things. We in a reality where we going through life as a journey, trying to understand everything we're going through. We don't know. But I feel when you have someone to speak out and give you wisdom and knowledge, you should listen, because you never know going down that path, going down that journey, how that wisdom and knowledge may open you up to understand something that you may be glad to get into. It's up to you. To me now. The way I look at the younger generation, they feel as they hurting you. They feel like I'm hurting you, or I'm putting her in pain, or something like that, or I'm putting him in pain. No, you're not hurting nobody but yourself. Because let me tell you, you have to understand life is set up for us to learn. It's all a learning tool. And one thing you got to understand, you're going to have one person to answer to when it's all done, when it's all over. And that's God. I am. I am. I am. I am. That's who you're going to have an answer to. I am. The creator. Okay? Because you know, it's like, you think of it in a sense like you felt them. You felt them. You know, I brought you into this world. You came into this world. And I believed that you was going to be the child that set a harmony, a balance within this world. But you're doing everything else but what I really put you in this world to do. Because you let this get beside yourself, or you got beside yourself. Well, you have to be a little pleasing when it comes to growing up. You know, it takes patience. It takes patience, because the reason why I'm saying patience is because when you're young, you're waiting on a moment. I remember when I used to be young, I used to be a little girl, and I remember being in my room always counting my age on my hand. Okay, I'm at 10, so when I get 11, then I could do this, I could do that. When I get 12, I could do this, I could do that. I remember doing that because you always growing up wondering, you know, what's the next step? What's the next motive for me, you know? So year by year, you get every year you get in life, you should cherish it. You should take that up and really honor that, because it's a reason. It's a reason why every step you go through life, it's a reason. And you shouldn't be the one who fall back. Fall back. See, I come on here to talk to the young people because I know y'all on here. I come in here to talk to y'all because y'all need to get a sense of direction when it comes to living in this generation today. It's like a lot of people is not voicing y'all, you know, ignoring the fact that y'all need that attention. But y'all need that attention. And if I could share it and give it to you, I'm going to give it to you, because I have a grandson of my own, and I see the pattern. I see the pattern. And the only way to break it is to someone to come and speak and tell, and not be afraid, because the young people think older people is afraid of them, for number one. You know, they think we're afraid of them. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to let you know that it's not right to live in this society of thinking you could do things that you do and get away with it, because you can't. You're not. You're not going to get away with it. You need to give everything you're doing a second thought if it's not right. If it's not right. Then another thing is, see, when we was younger, mama used to always say, if we didn't go to Sunday school and church on Sundays, we couldn't do nothing else but go to school and come home. We couldn't even watch TV because, see, that was one important lesson that we needed in our life as a child. Because, see, you'll learn the patterns. You'll learn the patterns to life. So my whole thing to it is, I don't down no young person because there's so much out there for you. I would hate to see that young people not getting in. You know, you can't get mad at another young person, or you can't get mad at a young person when you see them, you know, with knowledge and smart. You can't get mad at them because they doing what it is they supposed to do. They stand in line. It's called a line thing. That's why they line you up in school, to let you know you have no order. We go by a line. Keep you in line. Don't you get it? But my whole thing to it is, I'm not on here to disappoint you as a young person, scare you off my channel. No. I'm not here to be your mama. No. I'm not here to be your daddy. I'm just here to tell you how I feel on the actions that I see how you guys act. You guys act like y'all have no training, no structure, no balance. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like, you know, you have no control. When you do, you do have control in the sense of going to school every day, eating and sleeping, because that's the only control you're supposed to have as a young person. But to me, you want control in a way you don't need it right now. You don't need it. It's like growing too fast. Why, being young, you want to grow so fast? I'm not getting it. Because when you get older, you may have grown a little bit too fast and went through life too fast and end up in a direction that you don't even want to be in and not supposed to even be in. So my whole point to this is, start rising up and being a person, being honored, being somebody that you're supposed to be. Feel yourself in a sense of respect, kindness, you know, because this is something that you're supposed to be calm at the age, that young age that you are, or, you know, it's just, it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's a lot of things today that I look back on in my life, and I could say if I had did it another way, but it's too late for that. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't take back time. Time, the time that you have now is given to you for a reason. It's given to you so you can live life in a manner of honor. You want to be honored. You look at these movie stars and rep shows and all that stuff. They're honored. They've been honored. But if you're going to look at rap, and if you're going to look at idol stars, and because, you know, we're not really supposed to be idoling anything but God. But I am God. Because that's what gets us in the flush of thinking that we want more, or we better than somebody, or da 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 da. It don't go like that. It don't go like that. You know, you can't feel that when we make a mistake, or when you make a mistake, it's the end of the world, and then you start building up with hatred inside. It's not you. It's not about because you make a mistake, you be hating inside. When you make a mistake, get up, pick up the pieces, scout it out, and jump back in. Don't feel like you have to hate somebody because of your mistake. That's not true. Everybody We're not perfect. We're not a perfect person. You're not perfect. So you have to understand that life is a reason to life. But when you're young, you are searching the reason to your life. It's like you're trying to find the reason of being. And if you do things in the right manner, you will find that reason of your being. You will be able to find the reason why you consist on this world. Consisting on the world is not sitting up playing video games all day. It's not sitting up doing destructive things that's not human like. It's not that. It's all about researching yourself, finding out who you is. That's why you go to school. You go to school, you really go to school to learn, to find yourself. Take your education as you finding yourself, finding out who you really are. You know, education is the key to everything. Whether you don't believe it or not, it is. It's not being a singer is to me is a talent. It's something that you have on the side. It's a hobby. But education is the key. It's something lined up with you to make you be honored, to make you be a show. Okay? It's not, I don't mean a show of getting a big head, of thinking you all that. I'm not meaning that show. I mean a show of being somebody and share it and helping somebody else to be the person that they supposed to be. Or you standing in that line of being there to give sculpture. I'm going to put it to you like this. You've been a mentor to someone else's life. So, yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk to my young people about that and give you some old school stuff because I love my old generation and I love the new generation. And this new generation, y'all have to do things different. In order for y'all to save this world, y'all have to come out of a different shell. You know, I just feel it's not y'all fault. You know, it's people surrounding you that thinking the stuff is pretty. The stuff's not pretty. Only thing I want to say when I close my platform is to you young people, just remember, rise up. Rise up in a positive way. Rise up, living your life journey, wanting to be honored. Rise up, knowing who you are. Rise up and keep feeding your soul with wisdom. Keep feeding your soul with knowledge. It's very important. Learn the way. The answer is not hatred. The answer is not behaving in the sense that, you know, something you're going to regret for the rest of your life. That's not the right way. The right way is rising up in honor, rising up, giving respect to others, knowing who you are. So, next time I come on here, I don't know if I'm going to really come on here and talk. I may come and talk to you young people some more. If you like what I'm saying, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the bell, and thumbs up. So, peace. Remember, rise up.